Hello, everyone. So let's just jump right in and let's talk about, is keyword cannibalization harming or hurting your SEO? So I get asked this question quite a bit. Is keyword cannibalization bad? Is keyword cannibalization a thing? And so let's look at the SERPs together. I opened up Hrefs. I'm looking at the graphs, and let's talk about, is keyword cannibalization hurting these particular websites? And let's just talk about it. So I plugged in a website that I just found. I have no affiliation with this website. And all I did was plug it into Hrefs, and then I clicked on the graph. And what I'm looking for are graphs like these. Now, I pulled some up ahead of time, so it's not as painful of a video, and we can get through this as quick as we can. So I pulled up the keyword plumber Houston, and this is, by the way, the home page in particular. So do you see the blue line at the very top? It's telling me that the home page is ranking in first position. And do you see how the blue line stays solid? There's really no gaps. And even though other pages try to come in to rank, like a plumbing services Houston page or a commercial services plumbing Houston page, even though they're trying to come in and rank and they're kind of dipping in and out of the SERPs, the home page continues to stay in first position. So according to Ahrefs, this keyword cannibalization is not a big deal to their SEO, and this in particular is not harming their SEO. Now, to look at keyword cannibalization, you have to go case by case, page by page, and actually keyword by keyword. Just because this one keyword isn't cannibalized in a bad way or harming SEO, it doesn't mean that they don't have other keywords that could be. So if you suspect that a keyword has keyword cannibalization, you can plug it into Ahrefs and take a look at the graph. That's just one of the ways to take a look. And again, this keyword cannibalization is not a big deal because Ahrefs is saying that their homepage is remaining in first position, no matter what page is trying to come in and out and rank. And their first position stayed steady, and there's no gaps in the blue line. So this would not be an issue. This would not raise a red flag. However, I would take a look at, since they have several plumbing Houston pages, I would take a look at those just to make sure that they have them done and combined correctly, just to be sure. So that is that particular site. And then I pulled a different site and I did the same thing. I plugged the keywords and certain URLs into Ahrefs. And this chart, when I clicked on it, shows me that they have a plumbing page that was ranking at about 20th position across the board. But they had their homepage come in, rank in first position, and then dip back out. So this is where I would say there's probably a problem. They've got the homepage wanting to rank for plumbing keywords in Austin, but they also have a plumbing page. They probably also have a plumbing Austin page or something, because these types of sites are often built the same way. But you see how the blue line is in the 20th position and it stays pretty steady at the 19th, 20th, 21st position. And then homepage comes in, shoots to first, and then back out. This is where you would say keyword cannibalization is harming your SEO, because this plumbing page, for whatever reason, is only ranking in about 20th position. You're not going to get any phone calls here. However, there's something about the homepage that Google likes. And maybe you mistakenly targeted the plumbing keywords on the homepage as well as on the plumbing page. So if I just did a really quick search, there's the plumbing page. They are targeting Austin plumbers. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. And then if I pull up the homepage, you've got Austin plumbing being targeted on their homepage. That let me know there's a little bit of an issue there that needs to be cleaned up. Pick a page and pick one page. This plumbing page, for whatever reason, in 20th position, Google isn't favoring that page. Now, it could be that their SEO isn't great on the plumbing page, and they've just crossed over on the homepage with some of their keywords. And so you're going to see how this looks. So this is harming their SEO. This is keyword cannibalization. They did target the Austin plumbing keywords across multiple pages, and that's something they're going to want to clean up if you want to maintain the first position instead of the 20th position. So how is it harmful? Their plumbing page is just not set up correctly, or they would be higher than the 20th position. There's something wrong there. Because the homepage was able to come in, and it's actually done it a few times. If you look at the chart, it comes in, shoots to first or second, and then shoots back out. That's telling me that they are targeting the same keyword across multiple pages, and this is harming their SEO at this point. Now, on the same site, a different page, a different keyword, you can see the site coming in at first position and 18th position. But you see the blue line stays steady. It doesn't dip in and out. There are no interruptions in the traffic of this site for this particular keyword, Austin commercial plumber. They're maintaining first position and 16th position. So is this harming their SEO? It is not. This particular keyword is not being harmed. Ahrefs is saying that they stay steady in the first position and you don't see other pages coming in and out or gaps. So this particular keyword is not being harmed by SEO or keyword cannibalization, not harming SEO. Great. Now here is another one that I pulled up. You can see that the blue line stays steady, so I'm happy with that. However, it's in 14th, 15th position, so there's a problem here. They're staying in 14th and 15th position. That's just not good enough. It's on an electrical page, but look at the pages that are trying to pop in, but never really totally succeed. It's an electrical panel services page, and then they have a commercial electrical services page. So there are issues with keywords crossing from page to page. And you know you don't have this one dialed in really well because the page that Google is favoring for this keyword is only hitting 14th position. So you're stuck on the second page, and then you've got other pages trying to come in and out and not successful. So this particular keyword cannibalization on this URL with this keyword is having a problem with keyword cannibalization. And if you clean these other pages up and make one page dominant for your keyword, you'll shoot to the top rather quickly instead of trying to have multiple pages rank. This one just isn't doing it. So that is another question that comes up. If you have multiple pages ranking in first and second position, is that keyword cannibalization that's harming your site? Absolutely not. Do you see gaps in the lines? If you don't see gaps, you're not losing traffic in those spots. Do you see the lines kind of rotating the colors a lot? And if you see the one steady blue, well, could be any color line. If you see the one steady line and you don't have gaps and it's not coming in and out, then it's not harming your SEO. It's kind of hard to describe. That's why I wanted to do this on video, but it's also really nice to get visuals, even though each website's going to look a little bit different every time you take a look. This just helps us understand, what does keyword cannibalization look like when it's harming your site? So here's another keyword in a different URL. You can see that this particular URL is in about 14th position, and then you can see it dip out. There's a huge gap here with absolutely no traffic. And then you see a second page tried to dip in, dip back out, and now you've got the blue line dipping back in, and it's still staying on the second page. There is a problem here that you're going to want to track down. This is for AC installation. You've got the HVAC page popping up. I don't know why. If I pulled it up, I think I would see why it wants to come in for AC, but see how low in the rankings it is? So it's not a page that's designed for AC installation. It's just a little bit of confusion on Google's part here. So you've got a mediocre page that's not doing as well as it should be, hitting the second page. So Google's looking at a few of your other pages to say, hey, is there a better fit for this keyword? Because, this is second page. Do they have a better fit? They don't have a better fit, but there's some type of confusion on this website that the HVAC page would show up like that. And a lot of times, look at how they've structured the URL. A lot of times that leads to some of the confusion where we're looking at the keyword cannibalization. So here's a different website. Now, the first two examples that I showed you, this is local. This is local cities in the SERPs, and that's what keyword cannibalization looks like. Now, this is an affiliate site, not my site. I wish it was. It's foodandwine.com. But this is what it looks like when keyword cannibalization is not harming your site on an affiliate site. You see the blue line at the top, it stayed about in third position, and then it goes into first position, dips a little bit, but mainly they hold the first position ranking for this particular keyword. You can see other pages trying to come in and out, but the blue line stays steady. They're not dropping traffic. You don't have periods of time of gaps in traffic. The blue line stays steady, and whatever other page Google was trying out for that particular keyword never really made it. It ducked back out. The blue line remained solid. This particular case is not harming your SEO. So when you see this, this is not anything to be worried about. You might go through the list of URLs and just make sure you're not targeting a particular keyword, just to make sure it's tied up nicely. But this is something, if you see this, you're not going to be worried about it, and it's not an issue. I pulled up another graph for this particular website, and you can see the nice, big, fat, steady blue line in the first position, and it maintains, which is a good thing because the keyword is actually their brand name. You can see all kinds of other pages coming in and out. Each page has a different color. But at no time did it disrupt the blue line. The blue line has never had a gap in it. So this particular case is not harming the site in any way. And in fact, some of the pages are doing quite well. They have a Ratatouille page that's doing well for their brand name and remains at the top of the second page, if not on the bottom half of the first page. But their main homepage is the one that does the best for their brand name. It doesn't come in and out of the SERPs. There's not an issue here. This is not something that would raise a red flag. Now, let's take another look at a chart at a different keyword, a different URL. You have all kinds of lines coming in and out of the SERPs. Nothing really sticks. Nothing is a good fit. When you don't see a colored line, there's a huge gap. There's absolutely no traffic, or not in the top 100. This is something that you would look at to see, okay, let's take a look. This is some type of keyword cannibalization, but is it a keyword that they're worried about that brings in affiliate money or a lot of traffic? Were all of the other articles somewhat targeting that keyword, but not really well? And then you wrote a really good article and it's in 7th and 8th position and holding? These are just some questions that I would start asking and taking a look at. So the keyword, is it important to them? If it is, you would investigate this a little bit further. You would make sure the blue line remains steady and blue. And then if this is a keyword that you really want to rank well for, if you're in 8th and 9th position, I would take a look and make sure the other pages are not targeting that particular keyword. And of course, there's all kinds of other things that you can do that I'll put in another video. But this chart would be a little more concerning because you have pages coming in and out, not really doing very well, huge gaps of no colored lines until the blue line finally comes in and takes over on the first page. However, you're still not in first position, so you're going to want to take a look at this. Now, if the blue line comes into first position and remains steady, then all of these other URLs you don't have to consider. It would be a good thing. It worked itself out. Either these articles just weren't quite targeting the keyword, and maybe they didn't even want to target that keyword, and then they decided to go ahead and write an article to go ahead and take that traffic, because for the particular keyword that I'm talking about, the traffic is estimated at 1.1 million. Perhaps they took a look at it and thought, we want a little bit of that traffic, so let's go ahead and write a proper article and target it. Now, I pulled up another chart. Again, you see the blue line steady at the top of the page. You see other URLs try to come in, but they don't do really well and then just kind of dip out. This is not an issue. You've got the blue line in first position, so it's doing really well. It's not on the second page or the second half of the first page. And the URLs that try to come in and out dip back out for whatever reason. That's not a good match. And the blue line has remained solid and it does not have breaks in it. So this is a case that you would not be worried about. You would just kind of check. You've got corn chowder recipe. It's the keyword. You have a corn chowder page that's doing really well. But then you also had a 30 days of summer corn recipes, probably a chowder in there somewhere. You have also a corn chowder that is under a different URL for a soup. And then you have recipes corn chowder. So you could take a look at it just to make sure they've tied it down correctly, just to make sure it's going to remain good. My radar would go up just a little bit, but not a lot, just to assure myself that things were taken care of correctly on the SEO level, but there's no gaps. So if you looked at this and they're in first position, I would be happy with it and not have to dig in too much further than what I just described. So if your main line is staying steady and doesn't have breaks, now this blue line, by the way, was trying to rank. Maybe they updated the article or something because it was only coming in at 50th and 40th position. And you see how there's gaps in between. All of these gaps means there's absolutely no traffic for that keyword. They're not in the top. Well, they're not in the top 100 at all. So this is what would be concerning. And if this pattern continued, it would continue to be concerning. Is it a keyword that they need? Are the articles not addressing the keyword correctly? Are all of the articles addressing the keyword and they shouldn't be? Did they then go in and update the blue article? Maybe they went in here and updated it and pushed it into 8th position. Now they have a little bit more work to do, but this is when you would start to get concerned, and this is what it looks like. Now, these charts look different every time you look at a different website and you start clicking on the charts. So I'll probably do a few more of these videos to show you what it looks like, because a lot of times I do these videos and I show you exactly what it looks like, but then if yours looks slightly different, you still can't identify it. So if you have an example that you want me to take a look at it, drop it in the comments and I'll take a look for a future video. This is what it looks like to have keyword cannibalization. And this is what it looks like when keyword cannibalization is harming your SEO. You've got your blue line on the second and third page. You have another page that wants to rank it, but it only ranks for like a day or two and then dips back out. This is when there's a problem, because the URL that continues to rank is on the third page. So they probably haven't properly set the keyword up for this particular page. And then they probably have a mention of this keyword on their homepage, which I opened up and showed you. So I hope this clears it up. This is what you need to look for. And this is how you can tell if keyword cannibalization is actually harming your SEO. See you guys in the next video.